What is incorrectly perceived is a sign of intelligence. Silence. I've been told so many times that I'm thoughtful and a deep thinker, but really I can't figure out what to say. Lol. I'm living in China right now and everyone keeps calling me intelligent as I'm bald and left-handed. Being in charge. A cromulent vocabulary. Arrogance portrayed as confidence. Having money. Cornering people in arguments with bullying tactics and acting like it means they won. Strong opinions, held with confidence. Scoring an A when I was 14. Using big words or complicated language when trying to explain something or talking about a difficult subject. The smartest people can actually make it sound simple. Having an opinion on literally everything. Especially having the need to share the opinions with everyone they encounter. Age. Being emotionally stunted. High IQ does not equal low EQ. You can be a dick and stupid and you can be smart and charismatic. It's not one or the other. Solving a Rubik's Cube. Glasses edit. Thank you for my first gold on my cake day. Being Asian. Talking fast even if you're saying the dumbest shit. Being labeled gifted at a young age. Being able to memorize. Having a good memory is definitely helpful and often shows intelligence, but just being able to spout facts does not mean you understand them or can think about things critically. As someone who's been in academia and the field of medicine, research for many years, I promise you, despite what people who aren't really in these spaces might think, it isn't exactly crawling with geniuses. Now there are a few gifted people to be sure, but 99% it's perfectly average people who just showed up and did the work. It's more commitment than intelligence. As long as you don't have an actual severe learning disability and have access to the correct resources. This is a big one. And put in the effort. You can do it too. Also, don't ever assume that just because someone is incredibly knowledgeable at one thing that it will carry over broadly to other things. Some of the most successful people have incredibly narrow, focused specialized knowledge. If an orthopedic surgeon tries to talk to you about infectious disease, take it with a grain of salt. If an astronaut tries to talk to you about the economy, take it with a grain of salt. Knowledge equals intelligence. The ability to speak. Most people think someone intelligent is good at basically everything, when there's different types of intelligence. A college degree. The use of big words. You know the ones. I was roused in the pre-dawn hours, a time I usually set aside for self-pontification, by the voluminous caterwauling of my quad-appendaged feline domicile companion. No, you gimp. The cat woke you up. Edit. Lol, I am cracking the fuck up at the chain of answers in this. Y'all be crazy and I love it. Using a lot of unnecessarily long or big words to express yourself. Especially when it comes to teaching someone or conveying your own ideas. Oftentimes the best written works are those that are concise and simple to understand. Not ones that confuse the reader with how convoluted they are. This is a big issue in research articles and papers. In second-year university, we had an assignment to dissect and review a research article and it was so difficult to read. I had to read each sentence over multiple times to get the gist of it because of how long their sentences were and how many thesaurus IZED words there seemed to be. I thought that it must have been a gap in my understanding that made it so hard to read. Later in university I reread the article and realized that it was just poor writing. Edit. Many repliers have noted that the precise use of big words is oftentimes necessary and actually preferred, as such words have usually been coined to helpfully technically and specifically describe the concept in question. An example from U ha 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 01357 was how, in certain circumstances for instance, it might not be the best to use the term heart attack instead of the more technical term myocardial infarction. I totally agree. The issue I'm trying to highlight is verbosity. The use of more words, or more complicated words, than necessary. I think of the articles I've read that have used a synonym for their main topic 5 times in a given paragraph. The cherry on top is that all the synonyms they use have slight but undeniable differences in definitions from their intended word. I'm talking about using words and phrases for the sake of filling space. About mindlessly parroting phrases commonly heard but not entirely understood. To the consequence of a vague jumble of sentences that fail to capture the original idea, if there was a clear one in the first place at all. And yes, I do see the irony of my post, such a long-winded comment just to disparage writing that is imprecise. Alas, being concise and precise is still a work in progress for me, haha. Being opinionated, knowing lots of digits of pi. It just proved that you took the time to memorize something useless. No one will ever need to remember more than 3 or 4 digits.